2018 NXL Europe Chartres Open. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Nick Sloviak, and we are here in the third and fourth place match. The Tontons going to be taking on the Expendables fielding, and then also coming up, Edmonton Impact and Houston Heat to see who's going to win this tournament. So, Nick.
Yes, Matty. You know what? Hold that thought.
All right,
I'd like to tell you about this match and who it's brought to you by. This match is brought to you by Empire Paintball and their Vanquish GT. Vanquish GT has the robust V16 drivetrain to give you that ball-on-ball accuracy. With a bunch of new colors, you can head to empirepaintball.com to check that out. Otherwise, if you're here, and I know all of you in the grandstands are listening, you head on over to GI Sports and Empire booth. Talk to Matty, Pat, Ash, and Paul Banks and say, hey, I'll give you a beer. Can I trust out that marker? They might let you do it. Chances are they won't, but go ahead and head over to empirepaintball.com. And guys, thank you for watching with us here on GoSports.com. This is all brought to you by our sponsors, GI Sports, Carbon Paintball, MyFanWagon.com, the NXL, Paintball DE, Raza Life, and of course Empire and their Empire Vanquish. Thank you for tuning in. This is the third and fourth place matchup. Let me see who takes third and fourth place. This is the Toulouse Tontons and the Expendables. The Tontons losing a heartbreaker to Impact, and the Expendables losing to Houston Heat. There's the Tontons on your screen.
On the breakout, looks like Matty Kling first to take the walk here for the Expendables on the left-hand side as he tried to make his way to, looked like the mini Dorito in there. Or maybe he just got shot trying to make his way to the center, but he got shot by the mini Dorito. Regardless, 4 bodies left alive for the Expendables. They're checking out Blake Garber.
Yeah, player for the Tontons. I'm not sure if that was Geiger, who that was, making a move into the Dorito 2, but definitely core sampled. So we saw Blake Garber do that earlier and get creative and play with half a barrel.
Oh, so Blake Garber gets hit, and then Ryan Greenspan actually checks in as he tries to make his way. He hits the legs of Blake Garber, still able to make it in there.
I think,
but on your screen,
human shield right
there.
there.
On your screen, yeah, using it as a block. It didn't work though, as Ryan Greenspan coming off, so not a good start to this. 3 bodies coming off for the Expendables. Tontons though looking real good. 5 bodies alive for the Tontons.
Yeah, Marcelo Margot filling out into the snake corner. Good job. He's got his teammate there, Hopkins, in the back center, playing over here towards the snake side. Only 2 bodies left alive. Marcelo going to get shot, so just 1 expendable player left alive right now, and that's going to do it. So the Tontons going to put up their first point of this consolation match. Yeah, that was Geiger over there. Half a barrel as well. He's got the other half in his hand. So with this soft mud, one thing you really have to watch out for here, as we look in the pits and the Tontons, you see Matt Fuzzy Jackson there on your screen, is this mud, as we heard from Kirill, Slava, quite a few others we've had up here, is that there are sometimes parts of the mud and the grass left over that you can slide on the top of. Other parts you stick and it'll swallow you up like chewing gum. I think that was the example that was given. So we've seen that happen here a few times.
So the Tontons going to go up by 1 here against the Expendables, and I mean the story of that point was essentially just one death at a time. Matty Kling gets shot off the break, so you could tell that the Tontons have their off the break shots in that center, and they know that after listening to Kirill talk about the Expendables, he knew that when Matty Kling's in, they're going to send him up the center, and so they were able to shoot him off the break. So that's good scouting for the sorry, not for the Tontons, but it's good scouting for the Tontons. But the thing is that when you keep sending the same guy to the same bunker over and over and over again, it creates a pretty repetitive situation that you can read and then put a gun on that guy. So great job by the Tontons to do that. And then Blake gets shot at a D1. And then I'm not sure if Ryan, there's a little bit, when Blake came off, Ryan ran into Blake as he was coming off the field. So I'm not sure if he caught one there right afterwards, but
it was right after. I think Geiger, where does he go? Number 1, Baba, played for JK Paris. I don't know if he played for them last year. I think he might have. But getting picked up by the Tontons, he made that move into the Dorito 2. Had a little dirt sampling going on there.
Took a little core sample.
Took the barrel off, made his way into Dorito 3, and took him out. So there he goes. No, where's he at? Maybe that is him again, into the Dorito 2. Marcelo Margot filling out to the corner. The Tontons going to lose their first body over here on the snake side. And Marcelo Margot making a big move up and over, staying on his feet the whole time. I like that move. Guess Marcelo getting a kill on Danner across the field. Nice job. He only has to contend right now with the tower player, as Matt Fuzzy Jackson is not looking at him. Ooh, Matt needs to get that pack tucked in. He might take one. Marcelo going to crawl around the snake 2 into the snake 3. You can see the lineup there for the Tontons on your screen.
And that's the man that he was trying to get a shot at there, number 4, Matt Jackson. And Jackson able to tuck his pack in, though, so Marcelo improves his position. He has one body on him, though. He does make it to the 50. It looks like Dave Hopkins able to get up into that center. Yosh Rao, who's been playing outstanding for the Expendables this weekend, behind Marcelo Margot. And it looks like Ivan out there as well, too, in the Aztec on the D side. Dave might have got a shot on the Tauntaun player trying to make his move up, or it might have been Marcelo. Marcelo comes up, stitches the back of Matt, and then also it looks like he's going to get a kill on that D side as well, too. So Marcelo Margot clocks in on this snake side. And when we had Marcelo up here and we're following him in as he's going to go hit that buzzer, and he was talking about how crafty you need to get and creative you need to be here on the snake side of the field. It's not your standard ladder type snake where the bunkers are all mirrored up and you can just put your front guy in and try to make the move to the next spot. There's all these crossfield angles you have to worry about, and you also have to contend with the back bunker if there's somebody there. I mean, that's a turret, so but he's been playing really well, and that's why the Expendables are even playing in this 3rd and 4th game. They were half a second away from taking their semifinals game into overtime. That was a close one against Houston Heat. That
What an upset that would have been.
Yeah, well, it was 2-1 ended up being the final score. So it was really long points, and the Expendables were literally a half step away from tying it up to take it to overtime. But Heat prevailed.
Right. So again, this match brought to you by Empire Paintball and the Empire GT with the robust and reliable V16 drivetrain. Head to empirepaintball.com to check that out. Also, be sure to go to gosports.com and get signed up, because you know what? In about 3 weeks, we'll be coming back at you with the Texas Open. We'll be in Dallas at the Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to be epic. I can't wait. Layout comes out in, what is today? Sunday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days. Got 3 days for the next layout to come out. Again, that makes me think of the rules. The rules are a little bit different over here in the NXL for the European League. The layouts here come out 4 weeks in advance, whereas in North America, it's a 2-week process. What you're watching right now, we saw a lot of divisional games. Those games were a limited paint format with different times, but all divisions, except for 10-man and pro, in the Veterans Cup play with 4 pods and a loader. 10-man's unlimited. That layout was released the other day. Some teams playing that here. Pro unlimited. With that unlimited paint, any of those that might fall on the ground or come out of your hopper or loader, or hopper or pods, you can pick them off the ground now. So just a few of the rule changes thus far for 2018 here in the NXL.
And we're going to follow Marcelo Margot out here from the Expendables to his spot. So he's going to stop at that can. He checks off on the D side and then starts to put his gun towards the snake side to get a look at what he's running out into. He makes it out clean, but they lose Matty Kling again.
And the Tauntons are shooting for him. He's not been able to make it up to the center of the field as of yet.
Yeah, you might want to start thinking about running a different route up there, or maybe holding up, maybe going to the wedge instead. Regardless, though, still 4 players left alive for the Expendables. The Tauntons able to get Colombo up into that center 50. The referees are going to pull out Blake Yarber, so just 3 players left alive right now. And here comes Marcelo. No one has picked up Marcelo. And here comes Gravelon. Gravelon makes the move into Snake 2 to mirror that move from Marcelo Margot.
He takes a bounce.
Ooh, Gravelon living dangerously in there. Did get bounced from the inside. Oh, it looks like Marcelo Margot getting shot. Yosh Rao also taken out, and then that leaves just Ivan Christensen, and he gets diced up too. So all the bodies are dead for the Expendables.
Marcelo not happy as he felt that he'd shot. I think that was Colombo making his way up the middle. Refs go in there and check him out, and he is clean. Danner going to come in, hit the buzzer. But yeah, let's talk about some more rules, because that is the backbone of this game. So we have, again, game time here, 15 minutes, just like it would be back home in the U.S., but the mercy rule here is 5 points instead of 6, and we saw quite a few mercy games throughout the prelims and even today. Again, pro unlimited paint, all other divisions 4 pods and a loader. Hand on head is still enforced here, although we have not seen any penalties, I believe, for no hand on head.
Not at all.
The refs have been pretty...
That I've seen at least.
Yeah, lenient on that, and again, making sure the players know that. And one big change here is that Mike Peveril is awesome. Well, that's not a change, that's constant. Our main man, Mike Peveril, out there cleaning off our cameras for us, or at least attempting to do the best job that he can. But
little look behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's right. Hey,
seeing how the sausage.
You obviously can see how well the Expendables and Tontons can shoot. I mean, come on, guys, don't shoot our cameras. You know, these guys call themselves pros, but obviously, yeah, not the case. Roster limits, big one. Now 12 players, and all 12 players can play. In the past, you can only roster 10 players on your team, and only 7 of those players could be participating in any match you were playing at one time. So, a little different now. Rostered, you can be rostered now in multiple formats. So if you want to play 10-man and play in the Pro Division, you can. You can do it. You want to play 3-man? You can do that as well. You can now pick paintballs up off the ground. If you're looking out at the field, there are a lot of paintballs out there. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them in between. You can pick them up off the ground, use them. The ranking system is now international to eliminate any sandbagging. An example to use would be for...
Oh, the Cryptonomics?
Well, the Cryptonomics would be one
or
to look
the
at.
Expendables?
And the Expendables. The Expendables worked their way up. They played with 3 pro players from Dynasty last year. That is no longer going to be allowed. And getting to the last one here, out to the conclusion of this point. Point number 4, watching the Toulouse Tontons on the breakout. Snake insert, Axel Gaudin getting shot, trying to go up to the center tower. Geiger getting checked out again on the Dorito side. He looks to be clean. He's fouled up by Danner.
Yeah, so the Tontons here with a good break. They did lose Axel, but they do have a body in D1. They also have a body insert bunker, so they're not trapped in that back center. But Matty Kling this time staying alive and getting up into that center 50. Expendables, oh, they lose Marcelo Margato. That's now 2 bodies as Blake Yarber has shot off the D side. And they are doubling up that back center with Yosh and Ryan. Is that Christensen?
It could be. I definitely know for sure that that's Yosh.
Yeah, it is. It is Ivan. So
Ivan.
Ivan tries to get out from that back center, doubling up. He definitely took some heat. The ref's going to check him out.
It looked like a good move to me.
3-on-4 situation.
Matty Kling wants to keep his boys in on this one. Looks like he did get a shot on Geiger. So trying to battle with Danner right now as Gravelon making his way into the Snake. Gravelon, easily one of the most consistent Snake presences, having one of the most consistent presences in the... Am I saying... help me out here.
Presences?
Is that, yeah?
Most consistent presence in the Snake?
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. Gravelon, I'm picking up what you're laying down, Nick. Gravelon is incredibly consistent. That's a huge pickup for the Tontons, and as he starts running down, he does get shot by Matty, but unfortunately for Matty Kling, oh, it looks like the referees are tending to Ivan Christensen, as I think he's got his, oh, this isn't good. He looks like he's still having problems with his shoulder, so that anytime you see that, that means I think that he dislocated his shoulder. Yeah, he's not moving his left arm. He tried to move it up, put it back in, but and then just wincing in pain and having to be helped off by the referee here, you can see. So that is unfortunate here for Ivan. So hopefully he's going to be okay. And anytime I see, you know, paintball, again, incredibly safe, but anytime, and it's also, as I'm looking over, you can see Alex Goldman with his blowing his shoulder out in practice. That seems to be the most common injury, as you know, paintball, like I said, incredibly safe as long as you keep those goggles on, but the one thing that we do see a lot of is dislocated shoulders. Knees every now and then, but yeah, and there's, speaking of knees, Marcelo's walking around on his twice reconstructed ACL, but you know, he's been stronger than ever after that second one. And that was really a fascinating story and a gut check for him in his life, as he was sitting at home just had his surgery and was watching World Cup on his computer and thinking to himself, man, am I ever going to be able to play this game at the level that I have been? So that really lit a fire underneath him, and ever since then, I mean, he was amazing before that, but that was a really big life change for him. He really kind of honed in on what he wanted to do and really dedicated himself to the game, and it's been a really good 5-6 years since then, and he's been pretty solid. So hopefully, hopefully Ivan's okay.
I really hope so. As you can see, Maddie Kling, Marcelo Margot, Ryan Greenspan, Yosh Rao, and Blake Yarber out on the field right there. For the Expendables, they are down by 2 to the Toulouse Tontons. Tontons on your right in the orange and black, and the Expendables in the red and white. Maddie Kling, looks like when he dove, got some paint on his leg. Looks to be good. The Tontons going to lose their Dorito corner player, Geiger.
Well, here comes Ryan Greenspan up into the center 50. Maddie Kling still alive now, playing on the snake side of the field. Marcelo Margot right behind him. Yosh Rao in the back center, and then Blake Yarber. So full complement of players for the Expendables. They're going to need them. They have a one-body advantage. 8 minutes and 37 seconds to go. They're down by 2. You're looking at the line for the Tontons on your screen. 4 players still on the field.
There we go, Maddie Kling getting into the snake.
Looks like Matt Jackson, he's going to take the walk, killed out of the back center. So Greenspan there, you can see at the center 50. Marcelo's screaming at Maddie to get past that line. Yeah, Marcelo's screaming at him, Maddie, go. And he does, he gets to the 50. There goes Gravelon getting taken. No, that's Matt Jackson. I'm not sure who was in the back center.
Well, they're wearing the same jersey.
That's true.
Him and, yeah, it'll come to me. Number 4. Let's say that was probably one of the earliest deaths we'd ever would have seen from Matt Jackson. He seems to find a way to stay alive no matter what.
Yeah, he's having an outstanding weekend. I haven't seen one instance of him making a mistake where I thought to myself, "Yeah, that was a bad move, Matt." Like, seriously, there wasn't one moment this weekend watching him play where I really could criticize what he was doing.
Only one
that you can think of?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
That was when it was a 3-on-2 against Impact. It was Danner, Jackson, and Tava. And it kind of falls on all 3 of them. But Matt generally, playing over here on the snake side, it's going to be his responsibility to see the bodies walking off and know, especially since Impact was walking past them to go into that pit, that there were 3 bodies eliminated. It was Keith Brown, the 50 snake, and Nick Laval was in this 50 structure, and he retreated all the way around, and they pulled that one out. And that's what really brought that momentum back to give Impact the win. At least that's how I felt. So not like, oh man, Matt Jackson, you cost him that point, but you know, hey man, that's a situation, and Kirill was pointing that out. You know, he's noticed that from AC Dallas before. He pointed out Chicago last year against Impact in the finals for Impact's first win of the year and AC Dallas's first pro finals. And then he pointed out the AC Dallas game against Impact in Vegas. That there were situations where, again, they had tactical advantage numbers and just sat back and played defensively, and that's what ended up costing them that game. So it sounds like we have a little bit of a technical timeout, but game should be getting underway shortly as players are taking the field.
And Houston Heat and Impact waiting in the wings here for their final match, which is going to go down right after this one. So stick around, of course, for the most important game of the tournament. We're going to find out who's going to be the victor here. Is it going to be Edmonton Impact for the 2nd tournament in a row? Though they have looked immortal in some of their prelim matches, they blew up a pretty solid win against PP Pilsen Arena in their semifinal match. And then Impact played an incredibly close game against the Tontons. That could have gone either way. Impact squeaked that win out, and now Houston Heat and Impact will throw down to see who gets the win. Expendables, a great story, as the Dynasty players have been helping the New Zealand guys build up their team. They just won a tournament in Australia last weekend. And
on the Vegas layout.
On the Vegas layout. Yeah, we had got some misinformation that it was on this same layout, but it wasn't. So it was actually on the Vegas layout. Let's say win's a win. And it's just really cool to see, you know, Dave Hopkins and the rest of the Expendable guys trying to put New Zealand paintball on the map.
Yeah, and I'd like to actually be able to talk to him to find out, having been to Australia a few times, I know state to state, the laws down there are very strict on paintball. I'd like to hear what the rules are in New Zealand. A little bit of a bloodbath. A point here is off the break. 2 bodies walking off for the Expendables, and only one for the Tontons. So 3 players being eliminated at the start of this game. Marcelo Margot filling out to the snake corner. He makes it out wide for the Expendables. You can see the bodies moving through the center of the field right there. Colombo, Tava for the Tontons. Tava seeing those bodies walk off for the Expendables, making use of that 50 structure. Easily the biggest structure we've seen in years for paintball. The combination of those 3 bunkers easily bigger than the wall that we've seen the last 2 years. So kind of cool to see that. I remember getting into the sport, airball taking over, and seeing some of the most ridiculous shapes I've ever seen in paintball, being like, man, I can't wait to play that thing. Can I climb it? Like, is this a bounce house? What is this thing? Can I get in there?
Yeah, we just got a shot of the stand. Stand's filling up here for these final matches. Looks like Colombo up at that center. 50. Oh, gets a shot in on Ryan Greenspan. So with the 1-point lead here, the Tontons have a big body advantage. 6:21 to go. Expendables only down by 1, but very well could lose this point too, unless either Marcelo or Yosh pull something off. Though, if we want to talk about guys that we've seen pull off some crazy moves here this weekend, Marcelo Margot and Yosh Rao are having a spectacular weekend out here in France.
So, see the Expendables across your screen right there. Yosh Rao, Marcelo Margot. Time ticking down here, although we've seen some ridiculously fast points on this field, and the Tontons going to eliminate Yosh and then going to be awarded a concession. Expendables conceding that point, only Marcelo Margot left alive in that snake corner. So now the score will be 4-2 in favor of the Toulouse Tontons.
Well, if there's one thing that's held true throughout this event for the Expendables, is they're definitely capable of a comeback. They've done it every single game, and now dug themselves a hole here with 5 minutes and 36 seconds left. So we'll see if they can keep going to the well to pull out those come-from-behind victories, or the Tontons going to hold on and take this 3rd place. Either way, both teams sitting pretty good overall for the standings with 3 more events. The next one going to be in Prague. So definitely head to the NXL website, check out the information about Prague. I've heard nothing but good things. Everyone keeps calling it one of the hidden gems of Europe. And Slava, who is Eastern European from the ML Kings, was singing Prague's praises, and so was Kirill. So, and you can see there on your screen, those are the remaining events here in 2018 for the NXL Europe. It's going to be May 25th through the 27th, the Prague Open, and then the to be announced, to be determined, it's going to be July 6th through the 8th. We believe that one is going to be somewhere in England. I think maybe around London. Not exactly sure yet, but we will keep you guys informed as soon as the NXL knows. They're going to let everybody know. And then September 28th through the 30th, the season finale in Chantilly. So just 30 seconds to go as the Tontons now going to, looks like a timeout going to be called by the Expendables.
Not a bad move.
Then you're seeing TJ Danner, one of the pickups from AC Dallas, coming over to play with the Tontons this year, next to Axel Godin, who now has been a veteran on that team for a long time. He's going to have to help lead the charge forward. Danner and Jackson have both played some amazing paintball for them.
Yeah, and rumor has it we might see a few more AC Dallas players coming over here.
That is the rumor. I'm wondering who it's going to be.
I believe John Jackson came over last year with his brother.
Hey, as much as I think very highly of all of the talented players that they have on AC Dallas, they don't have a big crew, but every guy on that team's a baller.
Yeah.
But if I was Tavares, I'd be like, hey, can you just keep giving us TJ and Matt, because the way that those guys played for him this weekend,
right,
it was lights out.
Well, I think what they're going to do is they would swap out.
Okay.
So rosters again don't lock until the third event. All the rosters again, that was another rule change. All other rosters for every other division are open all year long, but pro rosters will lock right before the third event. But I think what might happen is, say, John might come instead of Matt next event, and then maybe Brad McCurley will come in place at TJ.
Hey, I'd love to see John and Matt over here. I'm sorry, John and Brad over here as well too. They're fun to watch. But just seeing how well TJ and Matt played this weekend and how they were vibing with the team, it's a good look for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the other guys on AC Dallas aren't going to have the right to come over here, and with how well the Tontons are going, okay, man, sorry. Well, we did really well the first event. Not going to risk it. But off the break, Danner and Axel Godin getting shot for Toulouse Tontons. Blake Yarber getting shot for the Expendables. So one body advantage right now off the break for the Expendables. They are down by 2, coming up on 5 minutes left to go here in this game. You're going to see something happening here for the Expendables.
Well, it's good that they have Matty Kling alive up in that center 50. They did lose a body early.
Ooh. Marcelo head checks right into a ball. And that was one of those you just hear it, and this is one of those big, solid.
Where you can hear it from here?
Oh yeah.
30 yards away?
Oh, baby. What a shot. And that was, looks like Colombo, or that's Gravelon in the snake corner who got that shot on him. So now bodies even. It is a 3-on-3, although there is no Dorito presence right now for the Tontons. And I think that was Greenspan I saw sharking down there. Ref streaking across the field. Going to check out Matt Jackson at his feet. Going to call him out. Yosh Rao, the ever-clutch player, filling out to the snake corner to battle Gravelon down the wire. And I believe Greenspan is somewhere over on that Dorito side, either in the Dorito 3 or in the 50, because he is putting a lot of pressure on that side. Now, Colombo getting shots at just the back right corner, and that is Gravelon. Going to feel the pressure from all 3 players, and hearing those refs go, ooh.
Well, the combo of Kling, Rao, and Greenspan here for the Expendables, this is that come from behind magic we keep talking about. It's happened every single game that they have played. Again, they were a half a second away from doing it again against Houston Heat. Paintball Gods didn't shine on them that day, or that particular game, though. But now we got ourselves a match.
Well, that was pretty damn close.
It was. It really,
really
was.
And you could
as close as it gets.
And that's a game we could easily, and I'm sure any of the Expendable players can go back to and look at, because all it would have taken was 1 more second. And you ask
half a second.
Right. Well, give them a full one. So there you have the rule changes on your screen. We'll go through them. We've been talking about them thus far. The one thing we haven't said is teams paying event to event. What happened previously is that you had to commit for the full year and pay your entry fees for the full year if you were in the top 3 divisions. That is no longer the case. You can come and play any event you want, whenever you want. Just make sure you do pay, because if you don't, well, you probably won't be invited back. And to go through those really quick, game time is 15 minutes, so that is universal in the pro division. This is pro for a lot of these. But the mercy rule is 5 here in Europe, 6 in the U.S. It was 7 previously in the U.S. Layouts here in Europe for all divisions come out 4 weeks in advance, as opposed to 2 in the U.S. Pro players at the pro division can use as much paint as they like, whereas every other division is 4 pods and a loader. That does change, though. 10-man is unlimited paint, and in the EPBF championship, or the Nations Cup games, in the veterans, it was 2 pods and a loader, so M500. A little bit different format there. Roster limits 12, and all 12 can play, as opposed to 10 and 7 in the past. Players can be rostered in multiple formats, so if you want to play 3-man, 10-man, and play 5-man or X-ball, you can do that. Pro rosters lock before the 3rd event. All other divisions, the rosters are open all year long. You can pick up paintballs off the ground. So if Ryan Greenspan there on your screen shoots all that paint on his back, any of those fresh paintballs on the ground, he can pick up and use them. Doesn't matter what brand they are, because no one discriminates when it comes to those situations. Go ahead and use them at your leisure. You guys saw the rest of the rules on the screen. Here we go. Score 4-3. Tontons up by 1. 8th point going to be played right now. Matty Kling kind of trips, has to shimmy up to the mini.
But here goes Gravelon. Gravelon takes the walk here for the Tontons, and this is The opportunity the Expendables were hoping for. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left, trying to score another point to tie this one up in this third, fourth place match. 5 bodies alive still for the Expendables. Tontons down to 4, and not much upfield penetration here for the Tontons. They have those 4 players on the left-hand side of your screen. Back bunker on the D side, the insert Aztec over there, back center, and the stand-up can. And there's a Matty Kling, center player, who's had some he's been shining this weekend for sure. Young guy coming from New Zealand, and they put a lot of faith in him, and I think that he had a pretty good showing out here. He's now at the 50-yard line with time ticking off the clock. Expendables is going to have to find a way to break through this back line as TJ Danner for the Tontons makes his move into D2. Right now on your screen there is the Expendables trying to figure out where they need to go. Marcelo Margot wants to make his move into the snake, and he's going to make his move into the insert. Looking at the 4 players there for the Tontons, a little closer shot as they are just up and rolling their guns, trying to preserve this 1-point lead under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I think the one thing you can say to Matty Kling and Kirill, and well, actually it was Maximus Lundqvist who brought this point up when he came up here with us this morning, was using Go Sports as a tool. Wow, ref just tripped over a photographer. I hope he's okay. But using Go Sports as a tool to imitate the players that you look up to. I know I would watch Trauma Head videos, 720 videos, watch you guys play, or if I knew any pro team was going to the Badlands and practice Aftershock, to go and watch. But I'm watching the way that Matty Kling is playing, and he's playing a very slow roll in that 50, and I'm trying to think of when Heat was down in the way Sergey played the center, and I'm thinking, you know what?
So you're saying Matty needs to go watch Sergey?
I think he needs, watch Sergey, watch Nick Laval play these spots. He's definitely doing his job. He's holding down the Dorito side, but in a situation like this, when you're down and we're now under 2 minutes.
I definitely agree. I used to say that all the time to guys like Brandon Morales from AC Dallas. I'd say, hey, look, you need to go and watch tape on Keith Brown. I need you to play exactly like Keith Brown. Do what he's doing for Edmonton Impact.
The Black Mamba.
So now on the D side, here comes Ryan Greenspan trying to close this one out. Matt Jackson got shot off the back corner bunker trying to fill out. It looks like the Expendables are going to continue their comeback here and tie this one up. There's only 2 bodies left alive, and it's just going to be a matter of time before Yosh and Marcelo make their way down. Actually, they don't even need to do that, because here comes Ryan Greenspan stat stuffing over there. 2 confirmed kills for him as the crowd gives him a little applause. Nice work by Ryan Greenspan to finish this point out, and they're going to tie it up 4-4 with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go here. And that was a perfect point for the Expendables. They didn't lose a 1 body.
They lost Ryan. I think that's why the people were cheering, because as soon as he did that move, he got blasted by Blake Yarp.
Oh, is that what they were cheering?
Yeah.
Well, that's not surprising. We used to know our kill count over here in Europe when I first came over with the Ironmen, and we were playing the Tontons in Toulouse. And when one of us got shot, the entire crowd would cheer. And when we would shoot one of them, Chris Lasoya was standing up on the top of the stadium complex screaming. So Chris was our kill, and one of our deaths would be the crowd exploding in cheers. Hey, home field advantage, man. It's a real thing, and as well it should be. You're supposed to root for your team. That's what sports is all about. So I'm all for that. That would used to just fire us up.
It sounds like you want coaching to come back.
No, that's not a fan at all. I'm glad coaching died, for sure. Not a fan. Couldn't stand it. So quite the situation developing here for the Expendables. Hey,
I love bringing that up because I know your answer is never going to change. Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, I mean,
in case you guys were wondering how Matty felt.
I literally wrote an article called "Kill the Coach" about a year into the NXL. I'm not talking about coaching like Rusty or SK or Ryan Brand.
Watch your back, boys.
Matty's coming for you. That. Of course, you need those guys. Those guys are fundamental. I'm talking about being able to joystick players down the sidelines. I thought that was always ridiculous. So,
which was interesting because if you remember coming over here to Europe, that rule changed a few years ago where coaching was never allowed. You couldn't coach. You couldn't say anything from the pits, but the stands could say whatever they wanted, and that was, that's just the crowd participation. I was like, so wait. I've been asked by people to go coach them.
Well, and then
technically what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, if you had a loud voice, they'd be like, "Oh, Nick, you got a really loud, booming voice. Why don't you go and yell from the stands for us?" And then people would be holding signs up.
Oh man, it was a madhouse.
Yeah, it was.
But that has thus far been outlawed
And thank God, it just
No more crowd participation. That's what. Hey, it was crowd participation. That's what Ron told me.
I'm all for the crowd getting into it. That's definitely sports. But paintball is a game where you are trying to put a bunker between you and your opponent. You got to get crafty out there sometimes, and to take the skill out of the game by somebody could just yell out your position just seemed completely illogical to me and against the fundamentals of the game. Anyway, back into this match here. Seeing with this tie game, 45 seconds to go. The Expendables get a good break. Tontons get a good break too. 5 bodies alive for both squads.
Yeah, I like this move by Tava up to the center. 50, going to wrap around and put pressure on Dynasty. Ryan Greenspan sharks out. He gets shot. We're at about 30 seconds left to go here. Matt Jackson gets shot, so bodies even across the board at forward piece. Axel Gaudin making his way into the Dorito 3.
So both teams losing a body here. Looks like Jackson for the Tontons and Greenspan. Oh, looks like
Tava going to trade out with Blake Yarber.
Yeah.
Nice wrap shot.
So Colombo getting shot out as well too, just trying to create something here to help his team win this game, not go to overtime, but it looks like that's what we're going to get as time is about to expire and lots of bodies on the field still for the Expendables. So we will be heading into an overtime point locked at 4. These two evenly matched teams as we get a walk in. Well, there's Ivan right there. So the fact that he's not in an ambulance heading to the hospital to put his shoulder back in is a really good thing. That might be a reoccurring. Some guys just have shoulders that pop out occasionally, and they have to just play with it and deal with it. So hopefully that's the case for him. Hopefully this isn't the first time. And he's painting up Ryan Greenspan, who's going to come out for this next one. Got caught on a fill by Colombo in that last point. So do or die time here for the Expendables and the Tontons. Yosh Rao has had an amazing event. Yosh Rao was all over the place for the Expendables, making run-throughs in the center, making good sharp fills out to the back corner bunker, shooting bodies off the break.
Hey, you want to get better? Watch how Yosh Rao plays.
So I'm wondering here in the overtime, we going to see a conservative double up the back center break? Is Matty Kling going to go up to the center for the Expendables? Is Colombo also going to run up to the center off the break? What do you think? You think more conservative or you think aggressive here?
For who?
For either team. I'm just kind of general overarching question.
If I'm going with the Expendables, I'm going to hold up Blake Yarber because he's been getting shot pretty early on. They got a pretty good gun. They're shooting at him. With that being a no point, the teams are on the same side, so that means the Tontons are right-handed. Blake's running left-handed to the Doritos. So I would hold Blake up. I want to get his gun up, get him to the Aztec. He's a smart guy. He can work his way out. I would have Ryan shoot Dorito side from the back center and then fill up to that tower. And look to get him either charging up the middle or making an up and over cross move to the Dorito side. Yosh Rao's been doing his thing on the Snake side from the back center. I'd like to see Marcelo be the #1 on the Snake side and go stretch it out. Go to the Snake insert and then have Matty Kling step out and stay deep off the back center, shoot an extra lane towards the Doritos, or excuse me, towards the Snake side, and then make his way up either to that Dorito should he need to, or to that 50. That's my breakout for the Expendables. On the flip side, if I'm the Tontons, let Tava do his thing from the back center, but let him come up from the Dorito side to the Dorito tower and then cut in up to the 50. I think they need him to do that. I want Danner to go Dorito 1. I would have Axel shoot out to that Aztec on the Dorito side and then try and get to the corner. He's been doing a really good job once he gets wide. Once he gets short, sometimes he gets shot early on. Matt Fuzzy Jackson, I want him to go to the can on the break, and then I'd send Gravelon to the corner. Gravelon's been feeling that Snake from every spot. I just haven't seen him get to that corner. I think him doing that might switch it up. That's a look that that the Expendables haven't really seen. So that's my breakout for both squads. I don't think you play defensive at all. I think you play a little bit aggressive. You get guys in spots to where if you see bodies drop, you react right away.
I like where your head's at with that. I can't argue with that at all. I would agree with those two breakouts. I also do not like the defensive breakouts that some of these teams have been running in these situations, just because we've seen them not work. And then it looks like on the breakout here, referee is going to check out Blake Yarber. He's clean. Matty Kling holds up and goes to the mini Dorito and then gets in there. Yeah, you were pretty close to the breakout there.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Yeah, that was
Matt Jackson goes to the can, Gravelon goes to the corner. Danner didn't go to the Dorito, but it's Axel up the middle.
Looks like they're going to power up on the Snake side here for the Tontons.
And look who's getting in the Snake.
Well, Matt Jackson is, I mean, we've seen Matt Jackson play the 1 tons for AC Dallas. And he does have aggressive tendencies. What I love about his ability, he's, I feel, one of the better guys who can hit that gas pedal when he wants to, but also play defensive with the best of them. But right now, he's thinking offensive mindset right now, getting into Snake 2. Matty Kling made it to the 50 structure in the center on a secondary move.
And I'm surprised Matty hasn't come off that. Look at this Yosh Rao going from the Snake can all the way into the Snake 2. What a big move.
Yosh Rao with a big move, and what a great fill, man. Again, so consistent for Yosh Rao this weekend. And now Yosh Rao's going to play the one over here on the Snake side of the field.
Yeah, and that forces Colombo now to retreat into the back center. No bodies have dropped. Yosh going to take a peek down the wire. Haven't really seen Marcelo engage too much down the tape line, but you can see, well, Jackson there on your screen and Matty Kling in the center. I was actually surprised that they didn't tell Matty to switch and try and get a shot on Jackson. I don't know if they know that he's there.
Yeah, but Blake Yarber dies from the D side of the field, so.
Right. So I think Matty Kling, they need to tell Matty to look at the Snake, because the way that Jackson is playing this, I think it's a free kill on Jackson.
I totally agree. Matty Kling definitely needs to come over and at least check up on this side. You can't just play, well, the only way you should be, if you just have your gun on one side of the field, that needs to be the set game plan. Like the coach told you to specifically do that. If you're going up there and they're letting you loose out a little bit and he gets that kill.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Well, that's the kill we've been seeing all weekend long. I mean, the taller you are, the better. Matty Kling's, he's definitely not a short guy, and he comes across, but it's interesting though, because he was D-side for so long, it kind of lulled Jackson into he wasn't concerned about that lane.
Yosh Rao gets shot out of the 50 Snake. Marcelo Margot fills it immediately. Going to shoot down the tape, put pressure on Gravelon. Danner makes his way into the Dorito 1. Ryan Greenspan still in the back center.
Well, Yosh's death out of the 50 here is going to make things pretty interesting, because now there's a one-body advantage.
And Greenspan sprinting out now, making his way into the Dorito 1. I don't know that anyone on the Toulouse Tontons knows that Matty Kling is up there. Danner might know, but I'm not sure. And I'm surprised Axel has been playing. Yep, there it is. So Axel had no idea. Matty Kling clocking in and getting the only 2 kills thus far on the Tontons. Colombo making his way into the Snake. Again, no one on the Tontons knows that Matty Kling is in that center.
Well, I don't think anybody knows that the Colombo's in there right now. So Matty's got to be wary of that angle.
If Colombo crawls and he gets low and doesn't look, then he's definitely going to, Matty will definitely see him. If Colombo wraps a little bit higher, ooh, like right there.
No, that's what I'm saying. See, Colombo, that was veteran play right there. He gets in there. He literally didn't shoot his gun, didn't move the bunker. He just waited for Matty to come and put his body on that side, and he blasts Matty. And then now Marcelo Margot wins a gunfight down the sideline. He's going to run and stitch up Colombo, so he comes off, but not before he takes 2 bodies out. Nice move by Marcelo.
And now it's a one-on-one between Danner and Ryan Greenspan for the fate of this 3rd and 4th place matchup. If you aren't on your feet. Oh,
and Ryan Greenspan catches
loses
one from Danner, so TJ Danner wins the one-on-one here against Ryan Greenspan, one of the best players in the world. And TJ Danner continues to impress. He had such a solid and consistent weekend the entire time. And just like Jackson, I was saying that there's really not too many times where I was looking at Danner's play and thinking, he should be doing this. A couple times here and there, but of course that's to be expected. No one's ever going to have a perfect weekend, but Danner coming close to it here and winning this one-on-one against Ryan Greenspan to take Toulouse Tontons into that 3rd place finish here, which is going to help them for those overall standings. But hey, man, the Expendables, Matty Kling, unfortunately, he did get shot by the veteran Colombo there, but not before he shot 2 bodies. Still, just standout performances across the board from both these squads, though Tontons edging out the Expendables here in overtime.
Well, I think Danner's coming back all year. Sorry, John Jackson, if you're back at home watching. Unless you tell your brother he's sitting. So congratulations to the Toulouse Tontons for finishing this one out in 3rd place, and also to the Expendables, playing admirably all weekend. And again, if you want to watch any amazing match, just watch any one the Expendables played, as I think they were all 1-point games. Pretty sure.
I think they had, let's just double check. Heat was a 1-point game. The Legion match with, let me double check here. Expendables and Legion, that was a 1-point match.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that they were all at least a 1 or 2 point game. This match, again, brought to you by Empire Paintball and their Vanquish GT with the V16 drivetrain, direct inject technology right there. You can go ahead to Empire Paintball and check that out as we watch. He's definitely holding his arm, so definitely still feeling it there. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the finals between Houston Heat and Edmonton Impact. Stick with us, guys, on GoSports.com.